In this tutorial, I'll be going over how to publish an application for Windows 7. In this instance, I'm using Visual Studio 2010, and this is a C# Windows Form application. Whenever I finish an application or project, I make a habit to debug it one last time to check for any errors or typos or anything like that in the program. And it looks like it works just fine. Simple Hello World application button turns on the label and turns it off. When your project is bug-free and ready to be published, go over here to the Solution Explorer and make sure your program here is highlighted, and go ahead and click on the Properties button, which will open up this tab here. We're going to start an Application tab here. Here we have the assembly name, which is usually by default it will be what you saved your project as. You can change that to whatever you want. I'm going to leave it as a default. Output type we're going to leave as Windows Application and a .NET Framework. Over here in Resources you can upload your own icon and manifest. You can upload by clicking these ellipses here, which will open up this file window, and you can search for your icons there and upload. Once we're finished here, we're going to skip all the way down to the Publish tab, where we will put some finishing touches. Here we have the publish location, which is where it will be saved. I saved mine to the desktop so it's easier to find. Here we have install mode and settings. I'm leaving mine as application available offline, that way it doesn't have to be online to be used. Down here we have the published version. By default it's checked that it will automatically increment with each publish, which means it will increase as you go. It'll keep track of that for you. Now we're going to look at some more of these install settings. First we'll look at the application files. These are all of the files that will be included in your project. I've got just these two, which are both required. We'll leave that as it is. Next we're going to click here on prerequisites. These here are other things that need to be installed if your project requires them. Different .NET frameworks and so on and so forth. Mine doesn't need any more than the default. Next we're going to look at the updates. Here's a checkbox for if the project should check for updates. I don't plan on updating this Hello World ever, or actually releasing it, so we're going to leave that as default. Here we have a minimum required version for the application. That's for if you have one that's obsolete. We're going to leave that as it is. One thing I forgot to mention is the update location. If you are doing updates, make sure you put something there. Here we have some more options. We have description, the published language. You can choose from a big list of languages. Your publisher name, suite name, product name, support and error URLs. This is for if you have specific websites that you own or want to use. Deployment here. This is for a deployment web page. We have some checkboxes here. For CD installations, automatically start up when CD is inserted. I'm going to go ahead and check that. That's for if it's installed onto a CD. When you stick the CD in your computer, it will start up automatically. We'll go over here to manifests. This has some more options. We'll go ahead and create a desktop shortcut. Last, we have file associations, and we're going to leave this as default. Next, we're going to go over here and look at the Publish wizard. A lot of the options that are in the Publish wizard are also in these options here, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at that anyways. First of all, when it opens up, it's going to ask you where you want to publish the application. We'll leave that as a desktop. Go ahead and click Next. How will users install the application? You have optional from a website, from a file share, or from a CD-ROM. I'm going to leave it as a default. Go ahead and click Next. Here it's going to ask you if you want to check for updates or not. I will leave it not. I don't need to check for updates. We'll go ahead and click Next. And now it will show you a little overview. And go ahead and click Finish whenever you are done. And it will go ahead and make your project for you. Now that I've shown you a more professional looking way to release your Windows 7 app, I'm going to show you how to make a quick exe file for personal use. By default, it will, if you go up to this window, Solution Configurations, it will be Debug. Change that to Release, and click the Debug button or press F5. And that will bring up the application. Go ahead and close that, and it will make an exe file for you. To find the exe file that you just created, you're going to have to go into your project folder. You have that open, click on this top folder here, and it's going to be in the bin, and we'll have a new release folder. Go ahead and click into there, and your exe file will be right here, and it'll say it's an application. When you double click on that, that will bring up your Hello World application, or whatever application you've created. And it'll bring it up right here. There you go. And there you have it. 2 ways to release an app. Thank you for watching.